everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's great to see you all back here again. And for those of you who are seeing my face for the first time, I am Carol.Menezes. I'm a Bangalore-based hair makeup artist, and I'm here today to teach you how to do a full face of party makeup using very few products and super simple techniques. So this is going to be a great video for all the beginners out there because you don't have to invest in too many products for this look, and it's essentially a very easy technique to do a full face of glam makeup. So it's going to be a great video, especially for all the beginners out there who are interested in learning or just want to know how to do their own makeup for a party. For this look, I have used literally just 6 products and 2 brushes, and that's all. So the first product that you will need is an eyeshadow palette. So the main colors that are a must is a dark brown, a black, a shine gold, and a shine pink. If you have these colors, you can do so much with just your eyeshadow palette. You can use the brown and black for the eyebrows, the brown for the contour, the brown for the eyes, the shine colors again for the eyes, the gold shine or the pink shine for highlighting if you know you're a highlighter person. So you can do so much with just your eyeshadow palette, which is why these colors is a must, and then a bunch of other, like a mix of other colors also to do other fun stuff with your eyes. You can always play around with products. So a palette is great for that. Next is again a palette. It's a concealer palette. The reason I like to use concealer palette is again because I can conceal, I can color correct, contour, I can do everything with a single palette. But if you don't have a palette, it's okay. There's no problem at all. You can use a single concealer and a foundation as well. It's up to you. I've used only the concealer palette. I've not used a foundation or anything, which is why I like to use the palette, because then you can also contour with the same thing. Next, every Indian's favorite product, kajal pencil is what you will need for this look, mascara, and how can you finish a look without lipstick? So you will need a lipstick, and the last product that you will need is a compact powder to just set everything in place. And the 2 tools that you'll need is one, a flat brush that also has a little bit of fluffiness to it, so you can pack on product and blend at the same time. And the other one is a kind of tapered fluffy brush, so you can do blush, contour, powder, everything with this brush. So these are the 2 tools that I will be using in this video. If you're interested to know how to create this look very easily, then just strap on your belts to your seat, grab some food, and let's dive into this tutorial. So as usual, I'm going to start top down, which means I'm going to start with my eyebrows, then the eyes, and then the rest of the face. Just in case there are any fallouts from the eyes, you can always clean it up if you have not done your base already. So that's why I am starting top down. To start with the eyebrows, I'm going to pick the first product that I'm going to be using in this video, which is the eyeshadow palette, and I am going to pick the brown color from this. I'm actually going to mix the brown and the black for my eyebrows because my eyebrows are a little darker, so just the brown will be too light. So I'm going to mix those 2 colors, and I'm going to use this brush for it, and I'm going to mix them 2 colors, little bit more of the black actually. There's an in-depth video on how to do eyebrows as well on my channel, in case you want to take a look at that. For now, I'm just going to make the arc dark because I don't want to make the inside too dark. It looks too artificial then. Just making that, and whatever's remaining on the brush, I'm using for the inner corners of my eyebrow. So it looks very natural. That's it. So easy and quick to do, so you don't have to worry about too much detail and everything at this stage if you are a beginner. And don't worry if you don't get it perfect in the beginning. Everybody makes mistakes. You will learn as you practice, and as you create looks, you will learn. So don't worry about it. Don't panic in case you've messed it up. You can always clean it up or correct it and redo it. That's my eyebrows. I like my eyebrows to be a little thicker, which is why I made it a little fuller. Right now it looks a little funny, but once we do the entire face, it'll all balance out. Next, I'm moving into the eyes. For the eyes, I'm going to need the kajal pencil. You can use any kajal pencil you have. It doesn't have to be smudge proof. In fact, if it's not smudge proof, it's better because for this look, we're anyway going to smudge it. I'm creating kind of a smoky look, so we're going to need to smudge the kajal. So you can use any kajal pencil and apply it as regular kohl. Now another tip here that I can give you is if you want your kohl to look really dark and jet black, then you have to scribble the pencil in short strokes, not just draw one line. So you scribble it. It's fine if it comes a little below the lash line as well, because we're anyway going to smudge it. Then you go back to your same brush again and you smudge it. So when I'm smudging it, I'm also flicking it outward and upward a little bit because my eyes are small. So when you flick it out, it kind of gives it a more almond shape and makes the eyes look a little more elongated. If yours is a smudge proof pencil, then you'll want to smudge it immediately, not let it set, because once it sets, then it'll be very difficult to smudge after that. I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing on the top as well. But before that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to even scribble inside this top waterline that's there. Don't forget that. Scribble inside that as well, and even on top of the eye. So make this really dark, but don't make it too thick in case you don't want the smoky eye to look too intense and too black. Then don't make the line too thick, but you can make it really dark so that then you can again go back to this brush and smudge it. So you want to make sure that the intensity is darkest at the base and it lightens as it goes upward. That's why it's called a smoky eye actually, because even if you look at fire and smoke, the intensity is really strong at the base and then the smoke becomes lighter and lighter. So that's exactly the same thing we're trying to replicate on the eyes. Outward and upward. Make sure you don't smudge it downward because then it makes the eyes look droopy. So everything you do needs to lift the eyes and lift the face. I'm going to pick again a brown, but I'm going to pick this warm brown here. You could even use the same brown, but I like a little more warmer colors. It suits my skin tone better. It suits most Indian skin tones better. So I'm going to take that on the same brush again. So you see how versatile this single brush is. Take enough product and you start placing it starting from the center of the eye. It may look a little stark right now, but we are going to blend it. So whatever is remaining on the brush, you apply it on the lower lash line as well. So what this does is, one, it sets the kajal in place because the kajal is a creamy product. So you want to set it with a powder. So it does that, and it also helps smoke out the look a little bit and soften it. So you see now it's not that intense. It's not that black. Now I'm going to use the same brush and just very light-handedly blend the edges. So when you're doing this, make sure you're not putting too much pressure because otherwise it will end up looking too stark. So what you can do to begin with is hold the brush a little away instead of holding it too close to the bristles so that your pressure on the brush is less. Yeah, that's about what I do. Next, I want to add a little bit of shine as well. So for that, I'm going to pick this color, which is like a nice rust kind of color. You could even pick a gold or any color that you like. I'm going to pick this color, and to make it look more metallic, I'm going to wet the brush a little bit and then place it. And again, I'm going to use this same brush that we've been using from the beginning of this tutorial, this brush, and I'm going to wet it a little bit with rose water. I'm just going to spritz it a little bit with rose water actually, and pick up enough of that product. Starting from the center of the eye, I'm going to place it. So can you see that shine that it adds? It's a very soft, nice, glam look. And this actually, these colors will go with any outfit. Okay, so now once we're done with that, we want to also go back and intensify the base a little, because like if you see now, the black kohl that we applied and smudged has really gone down in intensity. So I want to intensify just the base part a little bit more and smudge it very close to the base, just here. That's about it. It's as simple as that. So I'm going to quickly go ahead and do this eye as well, the same way. While I'm doing that, I want you guys to quickly do a revision of the steps and see if you remember what I've told you. Step number 1, kajal pencil. Scribble, scribble, scribble for intensity. Smudge immediately. Then, I'm going to use the same kajal pencil, scribble it on top. Again, smudge, smudge, smudge. The next step is go back with the brown eyeshadow blend. Same thing on the bottom lower lash line, and then you want to just blend the edges out. Next is we're going to use a little bit of shine, so I'm going to use this color and I'm going to wet the brush for intensity, and you place it on the center part. And then you go back with the kajal pencil, scribble at the base to make it dark. And this look you can create with any other color as well. Whichever color you like you can pick. I've picked these more neutral colors because it's more versatile, that's all. Yeah, so that's it. I'm done with the eyes. And the last part though, which is very, very, very important, is putting lots of mascara because you want your eyes to look open and nice. So I'm going to use a lot of mascara and a really volumizing one. What I also recommend though, I know it's an additional product or an additional tool that I am showing you right now, but I really suggest using an eyelash curler because this really opens up the eyes and curls the lashes superbly. So I would recommend using an eyelash curler. You just put all your lashes through it and pinch. So you pulse it a couple of times and then you release it. Doing the same thing on the other eye also. You want to go as close to your eyelid as possible, but please make sure that you don't pinch your eyelid, because then you will never do it again. It could be really painful and scary. Even for mascara, make sure you use lots at the roots and flick it out. Not too much at the tip, you don't want to clump the lashes. Don't forget the lower lashes. Even in case your mascara touches your skin by mistake, it's okay. Just let it be, let it dry. And once it dries, you can just pull it off like that. It'll fall off easily. But if you try to wipe it when it's wet, it'll just mess up the whole eye look. So lots of mascara is key to any makeup. I would also suggest lashes if you can, if you're comfortable. But otherwise, even lots of really voluminous mascara is great. You see how much of drama it's already adding? If you want, now you can go ahead and do a nice winged liner or anything like that also, but I want to keep it simple, smoky, soft, which is why I've just smudged kajal a little bit on top of my eyelid. Great. So next we're going to move into the skin. So the most important part for your base makeup is actually the prep that you do. I have already moisturized my skin really well because I have very, very dry skin. So the moisturizer you use will depend on your skin type. I have used a nice hydrating moisturizer already, so my skin is already prepped. And then if you want, you could use a primer. It will help your makeup stay longer. I'm not going to be using a primer right now because I have nowhere to go. So I've already moisturized my skin. Next, I'm going to pick up the other hero product, which is the concealer palette. I'm going to use this to essentially conceal my face, in the sense conceal the pigmentation or the under eye darkness and some blemishes that I have here, and to brighten and contour my face as well. So I'm going to do almost the entire face makeup with just this concealer palette. So I'm going to pick up this concealer, which will help conceal my under eye darkness. Remember that your concealer does not have to be lighter than the pigmented area. If you want to cover it, it will look grey. So you have to use a concealer that will work for the pigmented area, which means your concealer has to be slightly darker, slightly orange, because we're anyway going to use another concealer to brighten it. The best way to apply concealer is press. So you dab the concealer on the area and don't rub it, because when you rub it, you're applying the product and removing it. I've said this in literally all my makeup videos, I think. And apply just as much concealer as you need. Don't just, slap it on just because you feel like the pigmentation is too much. Layer it up. So you build on the coverage. Apply a little bit, see if you need more, and then use a little more. Yeah, so that's the amount of concealer I would use. Remember that you will use concealer only on areas that you need it, not all over your face. Because it's then just going to end up looking like a huge cake if you're going to be putting so much concealer all over your face. Now I want to brighten my face a little bit more, so I'm going to use the brighter color, this one, and I'm going to mix a little bit yellow as well and brighten the under eyes and the center of the forehead. Yeah, that's about it. I like to leave the rest of my face as it is, like natural skin, so that it still looks skin-like and not like a layer of makeup. But for those of you who like full coverage, who like a fully glammed up, made up look, can go ahead, use full coverage foundations or concealer. can go ahead, use full coverage foundation on the entire face. Now once we've used all these cream products, we want to set it with powder just like we did with the eyes. So I'm going to go ahead and use the compact powder to just set everything in place. And I'm going to use the second brush or the second tool of this video, which is this fluffy brush. And even the powder I'm using just on the areas I use the concealer to set it in, because I have very dry skin, so I don't like to powder my entire face. That's the powder bit. Next, I want to contour my face, which I'm going to go back to the same product that I just used, a concealer palette, and I'm going to use this dark color. If you don't have this, you can even use any dark foundation or any dark powder that you have, a dark brown. Starting from the top of the ear, along the line that joins the lip, but till the center of the eye. Using your hands, the best tool ever, and just pull it down like this. I want to contour a little bit around the forehead, so I'm just pushing it into the hairline, little bit on the nose, so just the sides of the nose that you want to cut off. I'm just telling you the top of the book right now, which is like contour this and that, because I want to show you how to use products that you already have. But if you want to learn in depth as to how to do each of these, how to contour, where to contour, how much product to use, all of that, there are separate videos as well on my YouTube channel that you can take a look at, or just subscribe for one of the one-on-one classes or the online classes that I do, so I can teach you one-on-one as well. But for now, I'm just telling you what all you can do with these products and like a quick way on how you can do a full face of party makeup. Now the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to add a little bit of shine, a little bit of glow on the face. For that, I'm going to go back to the eyeshadow palette and I'm going to use one of the shine colors. I think I'm going to use a mix of this golden and this pink color. I'm going to mix them to get a nice highlight color. For that, again, I'm going to go back to this brush, wet it a little bit for a little more illuminated look. So wherever you can feel the bone is where you will apply the shine. Can you see the glow already? And you didn't really need a separate highlighter for this. It's all over the internet and Instagram about highlighting and the strobe effect and everything, but you don't really need a separate highlighter. You can make do even with your shine eyeshadows that you have. Of course, how can we finish a look without lipsticks? I'm going to use a nude lipstick and just rub it on my lip. I know everybody knows how to use a lipstick, so don't ask me that question. But in case you want to know how to make your lipstick last longer, there's another tutorial on my YouTube channel. So essentially, if you have any doubts, you can just scroll on to my YouTube channel to check out the other videos. You will find your answers there. Otherwise, you can always ask me on the comments below. And for the blush, I'm going to use the same lipstick and apply it as a blush. I love the dewiness lipstick gives as blush, so I always do this. And then use your hands and just melt it into the skin. Warmth of your hands will help melt the lipstick. This is the finished look. I hope you guys liked this tutorial and enjoyed the video, and I hope you try it out. Let me know how it goes in the comments below. I really want to know. If you like this video, I would love for you all to subscribe to this channel, and let's build this family together. Until then, take care. Bye.